Baltimore, where it looks like the Ravens will be without Lamar Jackson for Saturday's game against the Packers. Jackson is listed as doubtful because that back injury he suffered against New England. It's been an eventful week there in Baltimore. Baltimore's Sun reported that Jackson has fallen asleep in team meetings. John Harbaugh has, quote, become tired of the two-time NFL MVP. Harbaugh responded to the report saying he's never seen this type of behavior from Lamar Jackson. So, Bart, I know you spent, 7 years there in Baltimore. What do you make of what's happening there with Lamar and the Ravens?
I mean, I don't know. I think maybe they're at the crossroad. I know Lamar Jackson is going to come up on a new contract extension. They have to figure out. I can't see a world after so many years of this organization trying to find a franchise quarterback to have one so talented, a two-time MVP. You figure out a way to make it work. Now, the question is John Harbaugh going to be there? Much like Mike Tomlin, I think it's up to John Harbaugh to decide if he wants to move on or if he wants to stay. I think he's earned that right, one of the winningest coaches in that franchise history. But, I think the biggest failure, they finally got Lamar Jackson weapon, so we can't make that excuse for Lamar. The Ravens and the whole organization has come up short. But I think the biggest disconnect is they lost their identity. We think about brands, and we think about organizations, we think about the Steelers. We know exactly what we think about. Even though Ben Roethlisberger's first ballot Hall of Famer, Terry Bradshaw's first ballot Hall of Famer, you think about the Baltimore Ravens, you think about defense. Specifically, you think about pass rush. Whether you want to talk about Peter Bowyer, you want to go Terrell Suggs, you want to go Elvis Dumervil, they found ways to supplement guys that they couldn't draft. The biggest misstep is the fact that they messed up on Oweh or Jobu. They had to trade him to try and get a safety to bring down Kyle Hamilton to the box because they have failed another position, which is the weak side linebacker that has been an underrated position there. I was once that person, Ed Hartwell, James Sharpe, and all those guys, right? So they missed on the defensive side of the ball. Until they get back to that identity, ain't no good gonna happen to them.
But it's one thing, RC, that have that kind of article, an article about your franchise quarterback, and then you see that it's the coach, star quarterback type thing. Give me
the first thing is this, and this is the outside looking in. No person has been more supportive of Lamar Jackson than John Harbaugh. And to talk about or to say that there's a rift in that relationship is extremely odd to me. He's been very supportive publicly, and anytime you can hear John Harbaugh on a hot mic, there's no person that has championed Lamar Jackson in the way that he has. And so to say that there's a rift between those two would come as a surprise to me. But this also feels like I can't wait till they start losing article. Right? When you start to hear these things about a quarterback, whether they're true or not, whether he's falling asleep in meetings or he's not doing certain things, this is something that Mike Preston of the Baltimore Sun has held.
We know
right?
it well.
Yeah, he had this, and he couldn't wait for an opportunity where Lamar Jackson wasn't playing at an MVP level or Lamar Jackson wasn't healthy. Because let's think about who this organization has been since he was implemented at the quarterback in his rookie season that took over for Joe Flacco, who had won a Super Bowl. They've always been in contention for a championship, always been in contention for the AFC North, always been MVP talks, conversation. This is the first year they've been in this position, and immediately this sort of article comes out. Where does the information come from? How true is it? And then what's the answer and solution for the Baltimore Ravens? Because they have to have one. This is below the line for this organization. The head coach knows it, and the quarterback.
Yeah, the solution is easy. Are you kidding me? He's 29 years old. He is a franchise quarterback. And I know things aren't perfect. I'm sure some of that article is true. So you get everybody in a room and you fix the problem. But Lamar, you are going nowhere. You have a massive cap number next year. We got to work that out, hopefully with an extension. But if for whatever reason John Harbaugh isn't there, and I would strongly suggest that he should be there, but if he's not there for whatever reason, the line would be around the corner of every potential head coach to be like, I want to coach that guy. He would be the reason it would be the most attractive job on the market because he's been so good. And again, he's played for so long, like when he took over for Joe Flacco. He's only 29. He should have a number of meaningfully productive years. And again, like, there's always going to be organizational fatigue. Everyone has it. And I'm sure he's not perfect, but gosh, he's so good. And you build around him and you just try to fix those problems. And again, I can't imagine that John Harbaugh wouldn't be there, but if he wasn't, I'm telling you, like, the line would be around the corner.
The question for me is, though, like, what's the conversations in the locker room not only about this article, but about where they are as a team. What is Kyle Hamilton saying? What is Roquan Smith saying? You've seen Derrick Henry not produce at the level that we're used to seeing him produce, the fumbling issues. This is organizationally not the team that we've known. And when you have one of the best players in all of football, a transcendent talent at the quarterback position, this is unacceptable. So for Lamar Jackson, when I start seeing these articles, when I start hearing these questions, I do something different. My offseason has to be different. I have to show up more in the building. I have to be in better shape. And this is a challenge to Lamar to come back bigger and better than ever next year.
And it'll be interesting.
School decisions. Travis Kelce, all-time great, first ballot Hall of Famer. But you have to look at what a player is going to do. And at 37 years old, it is time to move on. He had a representative season, but it is time to celebrate him. And really starts at the quarterback position, because I don't think Patrick Mahomes, based on my experience, is just going to be the same guy on day one. He tore not one but two ligaments in his knee. And I think they have to be honest and sober to say, hey, we have a lot of work to do. Move on from Travis Kelce. Chris Jones, by the way, last 4 years, 15 sacks, 10, 5, and 5. So his production's gone down precipitously. RC brought this up yesterday. There's a guy in the draft, Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, who is an explosive running back. And something that the Chiefs haven't had in years, when you watch number 4 here play, explosive plays from the running back position. And what that'll do is that'll take some pressure off of Patrick Mahomes, who's going to need some time to become Superman again. And if you think about over the last 4 or 5 years, their lack of speed at all the skilled players, receiver, but especially at running back, has really hurt this team.
Archie, what do you think? What should the Chiefs do moving forward?
Well, the first thing the Chiefs have to do is erase any memory of what the dynasty was. You're no longer that team. You're no longer the team that had 3 all-time greats in the peaks of their careers. You're no longer the team that had the best in-game, big-game defensive coordinator in Steve Spagnuolo and Andy Reid, who was ahead of everyone from an offensive standpoint. This team has to retool its roster, and it also has to reformulate its mindset in the way that it plays football. This run game is stale. This isn't a team that'll call the run consistency. This isn't a team that has creativity in the run game. This is a team that said, we have possibly the greatest player of all time playing the quarterback position, so we don't need to evolve offensively. And because they didn't do that, they've now been left behind. Even if you look at their ability to draft and replace some of the pieces on the outside to give people or to give Patrick Mahomes skilled players that can help him, they failed at that as well. So this is a team that's going to have to take a year, sit back, and see where they are. Their quarterback won't be the same. Their all-world tight end may not be on the team at all. And Chris Jones is showing signs of slowing up. So they have to find a new roster, but also in that, play this game in a different way.
But if I trust any regime, I trust this Kansas City regime, right? They were doing it with supplemental players, understanding they had a big 3, a big core. And now you have to kind of put 2 new guys in there. You got to go out and get some young guys. You may have to go out in free agency and get an impact player immediately. I mean, you talk about Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster. These are all good 2s and 3s on most teams. They were asking them for pivotal catches and pivotal plays. Hollywood Brown never panned out. You got Xavier Worthy that's supposed to be the speed over the top. I think you kind of go back in the hot tub time machine and you maybe try and get Tyreek Hill 10 cents on the dollar, right? That gives you an explosive player coming off injury again. But to your point, they have to run the football. They've been putting too much pressure on Patrick Mahomes to carry this team for 2 years. And this regime and this core lasted 2 years longer than we all anticipated that it would. So they just got to reload.